Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about how do we prep the skin prior makeup. There are certain compounds out there which I completely dislike. Makeup ingredients and makeup products are definitely taking the number one place. When I'm talking about ingredients I do not want on top of my skin or anybody else for that matter, unless you keep them out of your skin. I know most of you are gonna say, okay, but makeup companies changed formulas nowadays. They are not as damaging as they used to be. They are made of minerals. Okay, I agree with that to some point. As far as our body concerned, considering that our body is a big bubble of organic matter, homeopathic effect, the way that our skin function, is based on likes attracts likes. So in very simple words, if your makeup ingredients, the minerals that are part of the makeup ingredients, are not those 12 essential minerals, our body cannot survive without it. You all know them because we take supplements, right? I'm talking about zinc. I'm talking about manganese, magnesium, calcium, iron. Those are not part of our makeup ingredients. If they would be, I would say, wonderful, use them because they will be beneficial to our skin. But all the minerals that gives the pigment to our makeup products are nowhere close to those 12 essential minerals or oligo elements. That's the way they are called. So therefore, I personally, that I treat skin, I do not want them to block my pores or to enter the skin because it's going to malfunction the skin. The skin will not know what to do with them because they are synthetic minerals. They are heavy minerals, okay? We are not made of cobalt, okay? Cobalt is usually giving those kind of blue purplish pigment, okay? We're not made of mica, okay? You have to keep those minerals away from the skin. How are we going to do that? There is a compound, it's called dimethicone silicone or cyclodimethicone silicone. If you want a very generic name, it's called makeup primer. Any makeup primer is made with either dimethicone silicone or with cyclodimethicone silicone. I know, you're gonna say, okay, since when silicone is organic? Where silicone is organic. A quarter of our Earth crust is made of silicone. It will be beneficial entering the skin? No. Because petroleum comes from the earth. Would I want petroleum on my skin? No. But the dimethicone silicone, it will never enter the skin. If you look at it under the microscope, and for those who have the curiosity to search on Google how dimethicone silicone looks under the microscope, you're going to see that looks like millions of tiny bubbles. It looks like almost like a water bubbles. It sets on top of the skin and it becomes a protective layer against the mineral makeup. My advice to you is every time you plan on using, especially eyeshadows, foundation is probably the worst for our skin, or powder, coat your skin with dimethicone silicone or any inexpensive makeup primer, okay? You can find on Amazon $5 a tiny tube, it's like 10 grams. it's it's all the same because it's the same substance. So don't buy a brand name because you don't get better quality. It's look for the label. You see dimethicone silicone or cyclodimethicone silicone, that's a makeup primer. If not, just look for a makeup primer. Put it on the skin after you hydrate it very well. In a previous video, I was talking about hydration. So hydration is achieved by using hyaluronic acid, which is readily made by our skin every single day of our life, with a vegetable oil. Any vegetable oil you want, okay? Equal parts, pretty much. 1 teaspoon of hyaluronic with 1 teaspoon of an oil. Coat your skin with that. Don't forget the eyelids. Don't forget the lips. Put it everywhere. Allow that to penetrate for a few minutes and then follow up with the makeup primer. I recommend you to do 2 layers of makeup primer. So do 1 coat, wait for a few minutes for the silicone to actually coat the skin entirely, and then do a 2nd layer. Now, we all know oxygen is a gas. Gas does not travel through a layer of mineral. So in other words, every time you have foundation and powder on your skin is not breathing. And we know this much. There is no life without oxygen. So every time you do not protect your skin to prevent these minerals to block your oxygenation, your cell division or cell renewal slows down tremendously until you take that makeup off. I don't even want to believe that you go to sleep with makeup on, okay? So do the hydration, apply the primer, and after the primer, you do 2 coats, and then follow up with whatever makeup you want. I personally I never applied foundation on my face or powder. I don't even own something like that. Most of the time it's just mascara, not even eyeshadow, and lipstick. I am lucky to have a good tone. I don't have dark spots. I never had a pimple in my life, so I don't have any acne residue kind of conditions. But anybody can do what I do. The idea is for you to identify what is it that you actually need, your skin needs. And if you do that, you are going to see that you're not going to have clogged pores. You're not going to have a reaction from the sebaceous glands, because every time oxygenation is reduced or stopped, the sebaceous glands are going to fight by producing extra oil. If you happen to have oily skin, you don't want that, because more oil lower the pH. The pH drops below 4 or 3, your skin becomes the right medium for the 2 bacteria that cause acne. They both airborne. They don't like my skin. They never did, because my pH is 11. Those bacteria, they survive only in a pH lower than 4, sometimes down to 3. So once you have too much oil is acidic, therefore your pH of the skin is going to drop, encouraging that bacteria development inside of your skin. And from there to acne is probably just days away until you're going to see a pimple. I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, shoot me any comments, and I will definitely try to guide you. I wouldn't say educate you, but guide you to have a beautiful skin. Thank you for watching.